It's just testing. Some people do, you know, based on your theory. It's an anti-lock braking system, Tony. Okay, now what ABS does, it's on the modern cars nowadays, it actually makes sure that when you do try and brake in an emergency, for example, it makes sure that the wheels don't lock.
I'm a bit worried now. It's talking about emergency stuff.
Oh no, don't worry about that. Yeah, I'm just giving you examples because it's important that you know now rather than on the move, isn't it? You'd rather know about it now. Okay, now ABS, you know, if we did have to stop quite quickly, okay, not in an emergency, but quite quickly. Sorry?
Should we go and have a couple of beers first?
No, we won't be doing that today.
I'm a bit nervous now.
No, it's fine. Don't you worry, Tony. I'll take good care of you. Now, the anti-locking brake system makes sure that the wheels don't lock as you brake. Because if they did lock, you would start skidding. And if you skid, you're going to lose control of the car. So that's what ABS does, okay? And it's on the modern vehicles. So if the wheels locked as you were braking, you would have less control of the car because it would skid, okay? So that's what ABS does. Do you know what... I'm going to test you again, Tony. Do you know what dual braking system is?
I did tell you that I've never had a car, never driven a car. Didn't I?
Yeah, I mean, you've taken your theory test. I was just assuming that might have come up in the theory part of you.
I'm taking my theory test, yeah.
Oh, you haven't taken it yet?
No.
Oh, okay. I assumed on that one, so apologies. So you haven't done that.
I'm waiting for my brother to give me my copy of the highway code back.
Okay, no worries. So dual braking system, Tony, is... if you imagine the 4 tyres, Tony, okay, so you've got the two front and 2 back.
Yeah.
Dual braking system is one brake is connected to the front left tyre and the back right tyre, and the other one is connected to the front right and the back left.
Oh.
If one fails, you'll always have the other 2 braking.
Oh.
Okay,
Yeah.
now that's quite important on the modern cars, you know, because it means that at no point will all your brakes fail. Okay.
Oh.
So you've always got some part of the car braking for you to reduce. Okay, they might not be as effective as all 4.
So will it set alarms off in the car to say that?
Yeah, it will. So if you do have, you know, issues with the brake, there will be a sign that comes up, possibly a flashing light. You might even feel that the car's not slowing down as quick as it normally would, in which case you would go and get the car checked at a garage to make sure all 4 brakes are working. Because you wouldn't really want to rely on 2 all the time, would you, Tony? You'd rather have all 4 working?
No, well, 2 is okay on my bike, but...
Yeah, not when you've got 4 wheels yet. Okay.
I've only got 2 wheels on my bike.
On the car, I meant. Okay. So, finally brings it onto the clutch, Tony, which is that pedal, okay? Now, that's the only pedal that you'll use your left foot with, okay? So you'll always use your left foot on the clutch and the middle with that action on your brake and gas, okay? Now, the clutch, again, let's just get a feel for it first. You've already pressed it in once. If you just... press the clutch all the way in, down.
Oh, dear.
Press the clutch all the way down, okay. Softer than the brake, yeah? Okay. Now that clutch is used to change gears, okay? So we don't use it to adjust the seat at all times, you know. We do use it, the main purpose of it on the car is to make sure we can change gears.
Yeah.
Now, talk about the gears shortly. If you imagine that, if you just have a look at the diagram here, Tony, again, if you imagine the clutch is up at the moment, okay, and if you imagine the clutch is all the way down, so we're just going to look at these diagrams, Tony, bear with me one sec.
I'm trying to imagine.
So, if you imagine the clutch is up at the moment, okay, you've got the engine and you've got the gearbox, okay, they don't actually meet while the clutch is up. Now, if you were to press the clutch in, the engine and the gearbox would meet. So it's almost like the gearbox sending a signal to the engine, saying we're going to change something or we're going to do something different. And then once you let go of the clutch, okay, and you've changed gear, you've almost sent a signal to the engine saying that we're now in a higher gear or lower gear to go faster or slower. And that's what the clutch does.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Right, relax.
So, the clutch...
No, stop it there.
Okay.
Yeah, we're out of time. Right. Okay, you would have had a bit more time on the clutch. Why did you want to go into anti-lock braking systems?
I don't know, I thought we mentioned ABS and dual braking system.
You mentioned dual braking system, but you spent about 5 minutes talking about anti-lock braking system.
That long?
I was pooing my pants here. I've never driven before.
Yep.
I know you are talking about emergency stops already, yeah? Give it a
Okay.
break.
Yep.
Right, let's go back to the beginning.
So just don't mention ABS. Don't need to. Or mention it briefly.
Well, where did you see it mentioned on the controls lesson that you watched on the Blaine site and on Sab's video?
I don't know. I've seen it on another site, maybe, and that's where I got it from. Otherwise, I wouldn't have remembered it.
That's a funny site, isn't it?
Yeah, it was a site with wrong information, I think. So I won't be looking at that again.
Right, so what was it? Yeah, the two videos I told you to look at very carefully were the Blaine ones and Sab's one, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I didn't look at planes. I was just looking at Seb's.
Did you mention ABS, did you?
No.
Right.
That's what I mean. I got it off somewhere, but I can't remember where.
Right, okay, let's go right back to the beginning.
Yep.
It was a little bit long-winded before we got going, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And it was so long-winded, you even forgot to mention the dual pedals, didn't you? And I wasn't actually going to press your pedal. I was just stretching my feet out as I normally would in the passenger side of a car, yeah.
Yep.
And I happened to hit your brake, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you kind of made me feel very guilty about it afterwards, yeah. As if it was my fault, yeah. It's your fault.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you got punished for it, yeah. Yeah, your talk through in the steering was good.
Okay.
And you made me watch it. You made me watch what you're doing. And,
Okay.
no complaints there, because obviously I was looking at the window.
Yep.
And I'm going to play around with you, but after you tell me 4 or 5 times, then I'm going to watch you.
Yep.
And it was quite interesting. You gave me a good description.
Okay.
I did give you plenty of warning that this road would be suitable, didn't I?
Yeah.
But you let the car come to a stop, and I thought I'll give you a bit of grace. First time we've ever done this, yeah.
Right near the junction.
But I'll give you a bit of grace. As you've got a test coming up next week, and we've never done this exercise before.
Okay.
Are you listening to me, or?
No, yeah.
Right, okay.
Just getting ready for what you're going to tell me next.
And I managed to get the seatbelt off, and I'll be honest with you, I could have got the door open while the car was still moving,
Okay.
and I could have been getting out of the car, yeah.
Right.
And I actually paused for 6-7 seconds after we stopped,
Okay.
and you still never said anything. What you should have said to me as soon as I said to you, this is a suitable road, you should have said to me, keep my hands on my lap, don't touch the seatbelt, and don't touch the door, yeah?
Right.
Yeah?
Okay. Yep.
And they made a bit of a palaver about opening the door, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I've got to open in the first place, yeah? You're on about looking in the mirror, yeah?
Right.
And look ahead and look behind me, yeah? And I did say to you, I can see loads more behind me.
Yep.
But you still insist I look in the mirror, I don't know why. Yeah, why do you reckon I went to the front of the car when you said meet me at the back of the car?
I don't know.
It's probably the only lifeline you're going to get on this lesson, yeah? Because this lesson is one long brief, the car never moves apart from the bit of driving you do here, yeah?
Right. Okay.
Lifelines ain't going to be flying out the window, are they?
No.
No?
Okay.
You're probably going to get one, yeah?
Right.
And that's if he manages to get that seatbelt off and he manages to swing that door open. Lucky enough, you did tell me to close the door after me, yeah? Otherwise, you'd be in a lot of trouble, yeah?
Yep.
But by him going to the front of the car, when you told him to meet you at the back of the car, he's telling you, pull yourself together, mate, or you're going to be going away with an odd number, yeah? And it's not going to be 5.
Okay.
Yeah?
Right.
That make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because the control element just wasn't there enough, yeah?
Right.
I got to put the brake on,
At the beginning. Okay.
yeah, before we even pulled away out of the parking bay, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And I had the opportunity of chucking a seatbelt out the window, but it's my window, so obviously I'm not going to, yeah?
Yeah.
But I could have opened the door
While the car's still moving.
while it's still moving. And I could have been actually having my feet out the door, and they will do that, yeah? The
So
car's
they
only
would
going-
actually. Why?
Why shouldn't they?
Because
Yeah.
a real learner.
You're
I know.
getting the easiest lesson in the book, yeah?
Mm.
You know, if every PST was where the car was parked by the curb, everybody'd be getting 6s, wouldn't they?
Mm.
Yeah?
Yep.
There should be no errors on this lesson.
Okay.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
It's called a controls lesson, and that's exactly what it means.
Yep.
You've got to have control, yeah?
Yep.
So you can educate me. You can't educate me, I've got 2 broken legs, can you?
No.
Yeah?
I mean, that one at the beginning, was, yeah, definitely. But I didn't know that he would try and open the door early, because I don't know why anyone would do
all
that.
I can say to you is that if you're telling me that you're not aware of the fact that the door could be open and the seatbelt to be flung off,
I know about seatbelt, yeah. I know about that.
let me finish.
Hmm.
Is that you haven't watched the videos right to the end, yeah?
Okay.
Did you watch the debrief at the start of the
Yeah,
video?
I watched all of it.
Yeah?
I did the whole day yesterday, yeah.
Yeah, what did she say to me at the end of the lesson?
On which part, though?
When she stopped initially on the lesson, where did she stop?
Near a... She stopped out on a yellow line,
A yellow
didn't
line,
she?
yeah? And on the debrief at the end, because obviously I moved the car in between and we turned the camera off, yeah, to get the car off the yellow line, and then we carried on with the controls lesson.
Yeah.
And when I said to her at the end, I said,
She was concentrating so much on telling you, on watching, making sure you don't open the door or the seatbelt.
yeah,
Yeah.
So that should have been
yeah.
that should have been ringing bells here, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, she got her priorities right there, didn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas I was the opposite.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right, but the rest of it was very good. If you hadn't gone into ABS, you would have had time to explain the clutch. But I had a funny feeling you don't understand the pictures you're looking at there.
Yeah, because this is the first time I've used this folder for controls, because I was using it on the other one.
Right, so the way a clutch works is that on the back of the engine you've got a spinning plate, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Mhm.
And when the clutch is up, the two plates are separated. When you put the clutch down, the car's in gear.
Yep.
Then the plate on the back of the gearbox starts to mate.
Okay.
As you bring the clutch up, it
Yep.
starts to mate with that plate, so you start to get friction between them, yeah.
Okay.
And
So that's what she was.
and that's what we call biting point, yeah.
Okay.
And that's what the second picture is there, yeah.
Right.
And then as the clutch comes up further and further, the plates mate together till eventually the car's got full momentum, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you can make that interactive. You can get me doing it. You can be doing it at the same time, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Because I looked at this now and I thought, is that clutch up or
Well, it's down. Yeah.
That's down, yeah, and then
Yeah.
it's going up.
Look at the arrow, partly up, yeah.
Okay.
That's biting point, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And that's all the way up. Look, he's got his foot off it. Every picture tells a story, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I got that completely wrong, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you can see there that it's talking about the biting
Yep.
driving point, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
But the rest of it was good.
Do I miss anything out?
No, well, the clutch. We're running out of time to cover the clutch properly.
So how long was that, Tony? Was that 30 minutes altogether from when we
yeah,
left?
It was a little bit over.
Okay.
Yeah, as I say, it was a little bit of a long winded start.
Yeah.
You were gone on for ages before we got moving, yeah? And I thought, you've gone on so long, you're going to mention the fact about the dual controls in a minute.
Yeah. Oh, trust me, I won't forget that now. Because they're big errors, aren't they? So,
Well.
before we move, it's important I mention that the foot controls, and after as we're about to stop, it's important we
Right,
looking at that.
let's just go back to the bits you missed now, right?
Mhm.
Yeah? And they are quite important bits. Go back to the seatbelt.
Okay.
You told me you had to put it on,
Yeah.
take it off. Yeah?
Mhm.
Why did you not tell me?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay?
And it's there as well. Look,
Right.
who's responsible?
Yeah, who's responsible?
You for anyone under 14 for your passengers, and anyone over 14 they are, but I would still ask you to make sure that they've got it on. Something about no belt, no ride, or whatever it was. I can't
Well, yeah, I
remember.
mean, obviously if I'm carrying somebody in the back and under 14 or over, yeah?
Yeah.
It's their responsibility. But how am I going to feel if somebody's sitting behind you and I haven't checked if they've got their belt on, or they've blatantly refused to put their belt on, and they end up killing you, yeah?
Yeah.
So if they don't put a belt on, I've got a moral obligation.
Yeah. Okay.
No belt, no ride, yeah?
Yeah. Missed that, don't I?
Yeah, you, I'd have done the door slightly different than you are. Yeah.
Okay.
We went to the back of the car.
Yeah.
Well, eventually got to the back of the car.
Yeah.
But he opened and closed the boot door about twice.
Okay.
So I'd be assuming that's your responsibility.
What, as in the instructor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
I was doing it.
Yeah, you never mentioned. No, well, you never told me it was my responsibility, did you?
Hmm.
I never really had a chance to have a go and doing this door, did I? What I would have done when you stuck me in the car here and
Yep.
told me not to touch a fiddle, which is the right thing to do, I'd have closed the door onto the first lock, yeah?
Well, I should have.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Interior lights on,
Yeah.
which you did mention, yeah? On some cars, and this is one of the cars,
Mhm.
yeah?
Yep.
And then, when I pulled the door, I would have got the rattle, wouldn't I?
Rather
And I would have seen the difference between the split one and the line not being broken, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah?
Okay.
But the rattle is the one, and then, taught me through how to check over my shoulder and close it.
Right.
Yeah?
So even if I tell him or her about it and give it an example, I should put the example into practice, basically. Would that help? Is that what you...
There was bits of detail missing on the seatbelt.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yep. Hmm.
On whose responsibility it is on the doors.
Yep.
Yeah?
Hmm.
So yeah, I mean, you would have passed. But you should be looking to pull off a good score on
Yeah.
this, shouldn't you?
Yep. Okay. It's fine. That's all gone in.
Yeah.
Is that no excuses for? Because I got the diagram there.
Yeah, he probably would have stopped you on the brake because of the fact that you would have run out of time.
Hmm.
But you wouldn't have run out of time if you hadn't gone onto ABS. And I don't know why we were talking about anti-lock brakes on a controls lesson, yeah.
Okay.
And I did give you a lifeline there that you didn't really.
Yeah.
They didn't really deserve because you had one at the beginning, yeah.
Hmm.
And the lifeline was, I'm getting really worried now. And let's go and have a few drinks before we have this lesson, yeah.
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 Hmm.
Yeah, I haven't even driven the car yet, and I'm talking about emergency stops already, yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So
You know,
dual braking system.
you are going to be giving me consequences, and that, when we get to moving up and stopping, give us a break.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and there were sometimes you were asking me questions, yet I did establish with you very earlier on that the only thing that I've ever done on the road, apart from being a pedestrian, is ride a bike, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I assumed you'd done your theory, which is a bit stupid, isn't it? It's not
Well, I might have done if you asked.
Yeah, that's the thing.
you
Without
never
asking, I've assumed,
Yeah,
haven't I?
yeah,
Which has caused
yeah,
me problems.
yeah.
Because I'm going on that assumption that you've...
Yeah, not too bad. Just, tighten up on the things that I've
I
mentioned.
won't, yeah, I won't be forgetting
And
those.
don't make them mistakes again.
Yeah.
Right,
So, Tony,
yeah.
as we're about to... You're going to say this is a suitable road. I'm going to say, OK, we're going to pull up here on the left. I want you to keep both hands in your lap, not touch the door or the controls, and not take your seatbelt off. That's enough to avoid that?
Just keep both hands on my lap. Don't touch your seatbelt. Don't touch the door. Yeah.
And then would you still mention that again, even though I've said it although you gave me a lifeline, but if I've been
Right.
saying don't touch the controls, would you still mention that? Will he try and, if you've said keep both hands in your lap, will he or she try and then still touch those? Is it better just to mention it?
No, you mentioned at the beginning. You should have mentioned at the beginning, didn't you? I've
Yeah.
already had a play with the dual control, haven't I?
Yeah.
And I went to stretch my feet out, yeah?
Yeah.
And, which would be a natural reaction
Yeah,
for somebody
yeah,
who's
yeah.
never been in a dual control car before to do, isn't it?
You can't even see him.
Yeah. And stretch your feet out and then walk the car stops, yeah? No, I mean, once he's been told at the beginning, he wouldn't play around with them, yeah?
Yeah. I thought I'd stalled the car.
But he could have used any opportunity, because you hadn't told him at the beginning, he could have played around at any point.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Okay.
But the main thing is that as soon as you know you're in the road, get in before you stop, yeah? Or
Yeah.
before you even start to stop, and say, keep both hands in your lap,
Yeah.
and don't undo your seatbelt, and don't open the door, yeah?
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And that way you're controlling me, yeah?
And don't assume. Because I did a lot of that. I did a lot of assuming, didn't I?
Yeah.
That was the problem.
Right, I get a suppose if I was going to run on for till about next Tuesday.